What's going on with that exactly? Why do you not want to have your laptop for these things?
Laptop. It just feels like work then.
Oh.
So I do all day is stare at my laptop.
Wow.
Trying to come up with lesson
wow.
You're not ever there when I'm at. Well, that's not true. You've been there when I'm at work.
I have my laptop right now, so how is that?
Did you watch me do anything while I'm at work? While you were at my work? I'm curious. I don't know.
I watched you do things while you were at work.
Did you?
I was there for an internship.
I know, but I was just doing my job, and I don't know what.
I was trying not to be there for most of the time.
I know. That's what I'm asking.
Well, because that would be rude, and also probably not legal.
Well, I don't know. You gotta watch something.
Oh, well, I did. I watched you teach reading.
Oh, okay.
What were you wanting me to watch while you were at work?
That's probably the best thing you could have watched. That's what I primarily do every day. Teach reading.
So why are you salty?
I'm not salty. I'm not salty about that.
Oh, okay. What are you salty about?
I'm not having my phone.
Oh my god. We could. Do you want to have your phone?
I don't know.
We can get a camera. It's okay. That's a whole thing. Cameras do video these days.
That sounds complicated.
It is, but we can do it.
It's
It's not that complicated. It's only complicated because we have to figure out a camera and buy it.
Yeah, that's complicated.
It's not that complicated. We can even use it. I can't use my laptop. I have no space left on my laptop. It's a problem. I haven't had space left on my laptop in the last 4 years.
How long have you had that laptop?
6 years.
That's a long time to have a laptop.
I know! I got it in 2020 when I was getting ready to do things, but it's almost 6 years? I've had it for almost 6 years.
Since 2020. It's 2026 now.
Yeah, well, I got this for summer semester 2020. I've had it for a minute. It's okay. We could buy a different thing. It's okay. We could get a chip of some sort.
Chip. Salt and vinegar chip.
Yes, we will get a salt and vinegar chip. It will contain all of the multitudes that we need to do.
You better start whatever you want to start, or we're just going to have another bonus episode before you know it.
You're absolutely right. I'm Anna.
I'm dead.
Welcome back to Shown for Good Reason.
Oh.
We are doing another part of our series, which is Where Are We Now and How Did We Get Here? We are in the How Did We Get Here portion, which is the Know Nothing Party and Nativism.
I
dare you.
Great intentions. I'm learning more about that this week.
Oh, I even sent you the things so you can learn more about it.
I think I learned a couple of things.
Okay.
But not much.
Okay.
And I don't remember, so you're gonna have to remind me.
Oh.
Because it was earlier this week when I was thinking about this.
No, that's fine. Do you want to tell me about those things first, or do you want me to tell you about
I want you to start, because
okay.
I don't remember.
1840s to 1850s is the Know Nothing Party and Nativism, which is an explanation of how Christianity in America has historically reacted to cultural change. So we're asking about how the fear of immigrants became framed as a defense of the Christian faith.
Yeah. That.
You got this. It's okay. We're going to be talking about
It's an interesting one, just because all of those things came from people who were themselves immigrants.
Right.
Yes.
Very interesting. And they were told that themselves and their identity were under attack, which is part of where we're going with this. And you're feeling like the culture that you were raised in / trying to propagate is slipping away from you. and that feeling is not a new feeling. It has been happening to a lot of people for a lot of centuries now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my attempts to study this a little bit really came down to me listening to a podcast about Puritans.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which really is not directly tied to it, but indirectly, because the Puritans were like the original immigrants from Europe to be immigrants. Because there's two immigrants. If you're an immigrant, you are exiting the country. If you're an immigrant, you are entering a country. Right? So most immigrants are both. They're leaving a country and entering a country. That's just, I don't know, it wasn't my idea.
I mean, entering starts with an E too.
I know, it's not my fault. It's just how they just spelled immigrant, the entering immigrant with an I, and the exiting immigrant with an E.
Exiting immigrant.
Wasn't my idea.
It's fine. It's not your problem. Keep going.
This is how it is.
But yeah, there's not one portion to an immigrant.
Right, you have to do both.
Or an immigrant.
Right, it just depends on which aspect you're talking about.
Exactly.
That apparently there's a different spelling.
Which
is kind of bonkers when you think about it.
Immigrating and emigrating. Immigrating coming in, emigrating going out, essentially. And this hits a lot of things for me because I am the child of an... I don't even know if she considers herself an immigrant or an emigrant because she was emigrating from Canada and immigrating to the United States.
But you have to be both. You can't not be from somewhere.
Well, but
you have to come from somewhere.
That's the problem, though, is because in my experience, immigrants, and this is specifically my bloodline, like my very, very, very specific bloodline, so nobody come at me for this, they were coming to a place to specifically be from that place, and they wanted nothing to do with anything else, which is how the Abeka and Civil War things got started, was because you were coming to America to be from America and to be the most American person who had ever been American. So that meant you ignore entirely, very intentionally, anything from the country you came from and celebrate very intentionally everything that you see as very specifically American. Specifically, cowboy hats, cowboy boots, and the 4th of July. Those were the biggest things. You have to do cowboy boots, you have to do cowboy hats, you have to do the 4th of July. And if you're a female, that's very problematic because cowboy boots are not for girls. So you have to take them from your younger brother and then have cowboy boots and be very American, and then do the 4th of July. This makes sense, right? Yes. Protestantism.
Puritanism.
That too.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing technically, but the main thing that stood out to me was that the Puritans immigrated, to or from. It's very confusing. But I'll try to talk about it from the point of view of where I live. So, they immigrated from Europe due to them being due to them having very extreme views. That's why they left. Because their views about how things should be were just a little too extreme for specifically England. Because England had decided that they didn't want to be Catholic, but not really Protestant either. So they were like Protestant Catholics, and they invented this crazy thing called Anglicanism, and that made lots of Protestants mad. Which is mostly
a reaction against everybody to do divorces. Yes?
Yeah, that was the king's reaction.
There we go.
Not everybody's, but the king's. Yeah.
Many divorces.
But the Puritans were just pissed off at high church in general.
And did not believe in divorce.
Well, specifically, they thought that that people should be... there didn't need to be intermediaries between them and God. Which the Catholic and Anglican Church were both super high on. Right? There has to be a priest. There has to be a pope.
I haven't heard that in so long.
I know. I hadn't thought about it a long time either.
Damn.
Yeah. But that was the Puritans' whole thing, was that, like... I mean, they had lots of things.
They had lots of things.
but
some of them were shoes with buckles.
Right. But their big argument with other churches was
You're just laughing because you want shoes with buckles now.
Oh, jeez. No, not those buckles.
I didn't say those buckles.
I like smaller buckles.
I'm sending you back in time.
Jeez.
Sorry. Anyways, they didn't want buckles.
But they did. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
The Puritans thought that every person could have a direct communication with God. Was their like big thing. But that there were lots of things that came along with that, which was why they're called Puritans. It was they had a very self-righteous, puritanical, pure way of thinking about.
They thought it was pure. They thought theirs was the pure.
Oh yeah, that you have to live this very
unsimilar to the Southern Baptists who think that they are the only literalists of the Bible.
Well, that's where it came from.
Exactly.
Yeah. We have lots of...
Puritans believed in a pure reading of the Bible. Southern Baptists believe in a literal reading of the Bible. Very similar.
Yeah. But the point was, they were just so extreme that even, the Anglican Church and the whatever churches in Europe, England, were like, good God, people, go do this somewhere else.
You fuck off! And then what we learned from that is that they fucked off to Amsterdam.
Plymouth. Oh, yeah. And Amsterdam.
And then Amsterdam was like, we fucking hate you.
Yeah.
And then they went to Plymouth.
Yeah. They were
on the Mayflower.
They were a lot.
They were a lot.
Yeah.
God, everybody was so pissed off at them.
I'm trying to think of, like, some of the specific things that made them a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm going to remind you. And you're going to have to bear with me. Mayflower.
Oh my goodness.
Mayflower. Oh. Sailing strong and free. That's the whole thing.
It's not.
It's not. I agree with you. However, my point has been made. Now you remember all the puritanical views that brought them to this, most of which were buckles, hats. They believed in a certain height of hats at that point. They believed in a certain length of skirts. And honestly, sailing on the Mayflower was really hard for them because there were the Puritans and the strangers. And the strangers believed in different lengths of skirts and different heights of hats. And that was really bad for them. But they felt like they were really exonerated when the plagues came through the original several colonies and mostly killed off people with the wrong height of hats or the wrong length of skirts. Because the strangers mostly died off and the pilgrims mostly lived.
At least that's what Becca told you.
According to Becca. Don't Don't tell me you're going to kill my dreams.
Nobody told me about these things outside of America.
Yeah, well, because you believed in a mouse that was animated and lived on the Mayflower and helped make everybody survive because there was like a printing press and they almost died. And then they used the printing press to like shore up a beam. And then that's what made everybody survive forever.
That's right.
And nobody ever died of plagues after that due to heights of hats or lengths of skirts.
No, you know how Thanksgiving happened.
That's how Thanksgiving happened. Dude, this is so unrelatable.
Mouse. No, it's not.
This is
rough.
So unrelatable. This is a problem.
What was that even called? The Mouse and the Mayflower. If you don't know what we're talking about,
your father's very, very favorite movie ever. Anyways, we're not talking about the Mayflower though. We're talking about Irish and German Catholic immigration.
Well, that's totally different thing.
It is. I mean, that was the whole goal. No, the whole goal is to talk about...
Messed us all up.
I know. The Know Nothing Party and Nativism, which did not happen during the Mayflower, although the Mayflower definitely set the script for that.
Yeah. Yes, it set the script.
And your feeling of not being in the loop or in the primary portions of culture, essentially in your education leads back all the way to the Mayflower, because the people who came over on the Mayflower who agreed with you were not part of normal culture. That's why they came.
Yeah. They were extremists.
They were extremists!
Yes.
Yes. We're trying to lean more into the, oh yes, they were very understandable.
Oh yes. Those Puritans.
Oh my God.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
No, that's fine. We're trying to lean into the things were kind of understandable until the 1840s/1850s.
Why?
Because we're going with the whole Catholic exodus, and we're trying to be like, hey, we understand the Catholics when they were trying to leave Ireland.
Okay. So they weren't Puritans.
They weren't Puritans. That's the whole point. You're already prejudiced against them leaving Ireland. You're the entire cause of the potato famine.
Dare they? I don't know what's happening, but I don't like it.
Oh my God. Ah! Okay, 1840s, 1850s, there was a massive immigration into the United States. This is post the war against England and pro the war against, like, literally anything else that England found reprehensible. So the specific things were Irish Catholics due to the potato famine and German Catholics due to political unrest, which understandably was not super intelligible to the Protestants, who we have already spoken about, because there were a bunch of Catholics coming to America for apparently no reason.
And the American Protestants were like, who are these Catholic heathens?
Exactly. They thought the Catholic Church is not American democracy. They are an authoritarian threat because they believe in the Pope.
Those socialists.
And also, they want to make everybody Catholic. And they want
How dare they want to convert people to their religion?
Domineering cultural force. And now, all of our morals are different.
Right.
If Catholics come here.
Right. Because we're all Puritan Protestants.
They were all Puritan Protestants.
By we, I mean them.
They were not. It was a problem.
No, it was more complicated than that. But America was primarily extremist Protestantism from starting in the 1600s. Like, that was a huge push in America. And so to introduce Catholics to this mix in the 18 whatevers
is why we have the whole thing, which is no Irish welcome. Irish need not apply.
Right.
Which you know from New England, specifically New York, is the little signposts which said jobs open, Catholics or Irish need not apply.
There was a time in American history when white people were also considered a minority. Some white people.
Well, it depends on the white people.
Well, that's what I said.
Exactly. Which also has its roots back in the 1990s/1980s, in the Irish Troubles. We won't call them the English Troubles because the English would never agree to that. But that's where you get these shows like Dairy Girls and, what was that one we watched recently?
Guinness?
House of Guinness, yes.
Guinness.
But the...
Oh, I don't remember what that one was called.
It was a mystery one. It was very good.
I
can't remember either.
I don't even remember what streaming thing it was on.
Oh, that's fine. But a lot of because we were thinking about a lot of things at the same time. So some of the more early sci-fi novels.
How did we get from the 1840s to the 90s, 80s and 90s, 1980s?
Oh, because we're thinking about Catholics.
Catholics, they just time travel.
Catholics definitely time travel. Okay.
Okay.
You know the Catholics started at like 2000 BCE, right?
Sure. Right around Ezekiel or something.
No, So here's the thing: is because we're Protestant, yes. In theory, raising.
Right. Okay, we were raised Protestant.
We were raised Protestant.
I could agree
That's
with
like
that.
Our whole thing was being being Protestant.
Yes.
So real Americans were Protestants.
In our childhood upbringing, yes.
Anything else was a threat.
Oh, well.
To Protestants.
Yes.
And when the potato famine happened in the 1800s, / literally anything having to do with Germans, Polish, Russian immigrants in the 1800s, that was super problematic. Fuzz.
She's not fuzz, she's dog.
No, she's still fuzzy.
She's fuzz dog.
Anyways, this is when my ancestors came to Canada and Germany. Is when all of the Catholics were being incredibly traumatized in all of the countries that had historically been Catholic. So they migrated to Russia or Poland, and then over to America and to Canada and to Mexico, depending on who would give them more land to farm as a freebie, essentially.
No one's giving me free farmland.
Well, yeah, because you're not a Catholic or a Mennonite in the 1800s.
God damn it.
You have a husky, that doesn't mean you got to Russia. You're such a problem.
Okay.
I dare you.
I'm having a hard time feeling sorry for the Catholics at this point. They're like getting free land in places, even though they're being persecuted.
Okay, but they were being persecuted.
Okay, that's fair.
Catholics were being blamed for every single social change and every single political instability that was happening.
Okay.
So people would start being afraid of things. They would start blaming people, and that would mean that they blamed the Catholics because the Catholics had been in power for centuries.
Yeah.
So they would start excluding them because they were like, hey, you're a fucking Catholic. Fuck you. You are part of the reason that all of this is happening. So I'm going to go to this other continent or country or what have you, and it's all your fault that I had to go here, and now all of these things are happening because of you. So that's when Christianity started becoming, and specifically different forms of Christianity, so Protestantism versus Catholicism, started becoming more of a national identity. This is where you start seeing the rise of... Your dog is such a problem.
Yes.
Eastern Catholicism versus Anglicanism versus Protestantism versus the Netherlands. I know. It's so weird that the Netherlands are part of that and nothing. People. Those sodomites. Fuck them. Yeah. I'm just doing what a Becca taught me to do. Don't whine at me, dog. Just because you're from Russia does not mean you're excluded from this. My ancestors were thrown out from Russia because they believed in pacifism, so fuck you.
Theory is the Ruski.
Yeah. So this is part of where faith shifted once again from personal beliefs to a cultural gatekeeping aspect, which became nationalism. Fine. You can leave, but only because you're Russian and problematic.
Oh, jeez. I might have to edit that part out.
We don't have to edit that part out. She was super happy to leave. What? I still have cultural beef with Siberian Huskies.
Oh, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, gosh.
This juncture.
So,
Catholics are doing things.
There were lots of anti-Catholic riots in the 1840s/50s. Churches got burned a lot. Communities got attacked a lot. They lived in the same places, so those places got burnt down. Their churches got burned down, firebombed. Like, it was a whole thing. This is where we started to learn how to do firebombing, like, as a nation. Super problematic. And this is around the same time as the Cultural Revolution that happened within the Civil War. So we're separating Catholics, Protestants, slaves, not slaves, etc. In addition to doing...
And Catholics were on which side?
I don't even want to try to say, because so many of them were on different sides of this thing.
It was complex.
It was complex.
So we're talking America.
In theory, yes, we are talking America in the 1840s and 50s.
Which nobody thinks is a time that actually existed in history.
No, because you want to divide it into slave or non-slave.
Yeah. But this was pre-Civil War.
Essentially.
Yeah, the Civil War didn't start till 1860. So, actual
in theory,
Civil War, when, historically speaking, it started and ended, it's pre-Civil War.
I mean, that's assuming that we believe that the Civil War came out of nowhere.
No, just when it happened. It didn't come out of nowhere. Just saying there was a time when the Civil War happened.
There was.
Yeah, and the South seceded from the North, and the North had to fight them. That was a specific period of time.
It was a specific
period of time.
Period of time.
Yes.
Yes, it was a period of time.
Absolutely.
That was very specific.
It's very Pacific.
It was not Pacific! I mean, there were people doing things. It was the 1860s, specifically 1861. It is not Pacific or specific. People did things before and they did things after. It's not... We like to pretend that this was a specific period of time where Catholics did not exist.
We do.
And Protestants split into Southern Baptists and Northern Baptists.
Yes.
And the Southern Baptists believed that missionaries should be allowed to own slaves.
Yeah.
And the Northern Baptists believed that only non-missionaries should be allowed to own slaves.
Non-missionaries.
And that's where we're coming from?
Are too pure for that.
No.
Missionaries are too
Not
pure.
missionaries are too pure. Missionaries are too poor.
No, I'm busy.
That was not the thing. They didn't think missionaries should be too pure to own slaves. They thought missionaries should not be rich enough to own somebody to help them with normal everyday tasks. And that is where we diverge. And there are so many places of divergence here. The Catholics were not even allowed to be human at this point. In this period of history, we were only supposed to be Protestants. One sect of Protestants thought that missionaries should be rich enough to own slaves, and being rich should not preclude you from being a missionary. And then the other northern sect of Protestants thought that you should be poor enough when you're a missionary to not have slaves helping you with your household. And you should be way better than that, and your wife should be able to do all of your household tasks. All of this is so problematic. But all of this is after the part where we decided that Catholics, specifically German and Irish Catholics, were not human enough to even count as slaves, let alone missionaries. I'm not bitter. This is just where my family came from.
I'm finished. I don't even know what's going on.
Fuck you. My family were thrown out of so many countries just for being
We came late to the party, okay?
Amish / Mennonite / German / Protestant. We weren't even included in any of this shit because we weren't rich enough to afford potatoes until my grandfather emigrated from Mexico to immigrate to Canada to become a potato farmer.
For those of you bad at phonetics, she just used two different vowels there.
I did.
Alright.
I did. And our potatoes led to not great riches, quite honestly. But we went from Canada to Mexico, then Mexico to Canada, and then we made a lot of potatoes for a lot of people. Yes.
But why did so people were angry at Catholics.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like everywhere they were angry at Catholics. So why did they come here? Why didn't they just stay where they were?
First off, because people were angry at them.
In Europe? In Germany and Ireland, people were angry at them for being Catholic?
In Germany and Ireland, specifically.
And they thought it was going to be better here.
Well, Germany, Ireland, and Russia, if you've ever seen Fiddler on the Roof, you've seen this.
They were would have been.
Exactly. They were angry at all of the Catholics. They were angry at all of the Hutterites. They were angry at all of the Mennonites. They were angry at all of the Jewish people. So they were trying to drive them out of Europe, specifically. They drove a lot of them into Poland and then Russia, and then Poland and Russia had had enough of them. I'm not going to think about why that is right now, because I do not have the emotional intelligence to know any of those things. But if you've watched Fiddler on the Roof, you know that the Russians were coming for the Jewish people, which is one part of my heritage, and the Polish were coming for the German people, which is another part of my heritage, and they were trying to send them either to Siberia
with the Huskies,
or to Canada. So they sent them to those places, and we all just did our best from there. And all of that was essentially either Catholic versus Protestant, or Protestant versus a different variation of Catholic. There's so many variations of Catholic.
Yeah, Protestant.
No, not that. Orthodox. Russian Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox, Greek Orthodox. Everybody was angry at everybody.
Okay.
And they were trying to send everybody everywhere else. So my ancestors went to Canada and Tennessee / Virginia. It's okay, we'll talk about that.
Okay. I'll just over here in Finland.
You're not, though. That's part of the problem. So, the Catholics kind of won Europe and sent the Protestants over to North America. Kind of.
What? When? I'm so confused.
Why are you confused?
I don't know what time in history we are.
We're at all the times in history.
So confused.
It's an ongoing problem.
Well, for sure, but you just said that all of the Catholics had to leave, and then you said that the Catholics won.
No. You know that the Catholics still live in Italy, right?
Yes, I know this. I'm just trying to understand what you were communicating, owing to the fact that you just said all the Catholics had to leave and come to Canada and Mexico.
No, I'm so sorry. I misspoke. The Catholics did not have to leave. Some of them had to leave. Some of them didn't.
See, I'm confused.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
You have dove into murky territory, my friend.
It's so murky. It is so murky. I've tried to bring in so many things, and they do not fit.
Yeah.
We're talking about specifically German Catholics and Italian Catholics / Irish Catholics moving into the New York area.
Holy cow.
I know.
This is information I did not know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. 1840s, 1850s, we had a giant immigration of German and Irish Catholics and a few Italian Catholics moving into the New England area of America.
Okay.
And a lot of that was because of a variety of droughts and famines, including the potato famine that were happening at this point.
Which didn't mean they were out of potatoes, right? They just ate a lot of potatoes.
Oh.
That's complicated too.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, no, that.
I just know the potato famine is a complex thing. That mostly meant people died from famine.
No, yeah. Okay, so you know potatoes are native to Europe, right?
Yes, I know that.
Okay, so we brought over a lot of them.
Yes.
Once America was doing their fucking thing, right?
Yes.
They were doing trade. And then the English were real bad about helping Ireland. Yeah?
Of course, because England didn't like Ireland.
Yeah, they hated them like a lot.
Yeah, they probably
and there
still
was
do.
a famine, which was in a...
Right, they had just a famine, like the normal kind of famine where you don't have enough food to eat.
Okay, but in a variety of ways, that was because there was rot on potatoes that shouldn't be existing in potatoes.
Yeah.
And potatoes which shouldn't be existing there in the first place.
Right.
And a lot of people were like, hey, I can be an indentured servant in America.
Right.
And then my family can have, like, all they need.
This is important information.
And it is important information.
Yes.
I did not know this was not common information.
It's not.
Okay. Okay.
To some people it is, but I would say that to the average
That's fair.
American
That's fair. Okay.
listener, that's probably not common information.
Are not native to Ireland. They are a staple of Ireland because they were brought over during famine to Ireland, and they were a thing that could be native to Ireland if you propagated them appropriately. However, they were propagated appropriately for a moment, and then not propagated appropriately, and then a huge plague spread through all of the potatoes, leading Ireland to be dependent on literally everybody else instead of themselves, which they had been dependent on themselves for a very long time because it's Ireland and they don't like other people. And then the potato famine came.
Which I would submit is a serious danger for America in 2026, but the United States for 2026. But keep going.
I'm sorry, potatoes are a danger?
No, just... Sorry, never mind.
No, please tell me. I'm so scared.
Well, I think it's a serious danger that we are trying to rely on things that are going to not be reliable.
Things are not reliable.
Right. Well, you can't base your economy on one thing and expect it to pan out.
Absolutely, yes.
And that's what happened to Ireland.
A lot of the UK was dependent on potatoes. Specifically Ireland, because they were like the one place that potatoes could propagate appropriately.
Yeah.
And then the potato famine came, the potato plague came, and a lot of those potatoes that they had been dependent on for the last while were plagued, and then they rotted in the ground, and they did not have any way to get any of the income that they had depended on for a while. So a lot of the Irish in Ireland had to indenture themselves and travel to America.
I feel like we should just start our own Stuff You Should Know podcast.
Because of potatoes? Because I will rely on potatoes for everything, but then I'll be an Irish person in the 1840s and 50s, and that would be bad.
Because I feel like there's a lot of things we think people know that they don't know that they should know.
You know,
that's why.
That's not wrong. But that's why a lot of Irish people and a lot of German people who had started depending on potatoes and had been experiencing this Protestant versus Catholic divide had gone to the Ukraine, to Poland, to Russia, and then eventually ended up in Canada. Canada could not afford all of the land that it took for all of these people, and neither could New York. So the American association with this is they gave a lot of people a lot of land claims over in the West, and the Canadian association with this is they did their best and they couldn't keep up with it. So Mexico actually ended up giving a lot of people a lot of land claims in the 1900s, very early 1900s / late 1800s, and that's where my ancestors ended up. It was in Mexico in the late 1800s / early 1900s, and they gave people claims assuming that they knew a lot of things about agriculture and wanted to propagate the things that these people knew about agriculture, and they tried to transport people and give them free land to do that, and then it didn't work out quite great in every way because everybody didn't have the same things that they were counting on in big countries.
It's way too much information.
I know! It's way too much information. I'm so sorry. But everybody who is in America at this point, I know, is so much. The Know Nothing Party loved the part where all of these people were coming in and didn't know America. And they wanted to protect democracy and preserve religious liberty. And when Hutterites and Mennonites and Catholics came in, they knew that they were protecting religious liberty by hating Irish people, by hating anybody who was German, and by hating anybody who spoke Russian.
So who is part of the Know Nothing Party?
The Know Nothing Party is essentially the people who wanted to defend truth and exclude everyone. I know.
Protestants? Americans? American Protestants who were Puritans?
They were officially called the American Party.
Oh, jeez.
So, I know. It's a problem. That's why we don't talk about it, and why they don't want to talk about it. Because they were supposed to say, I know nothing.
It's very Area 51 of them.
So Area 51 of them.
Or
Their biggest thing was,
yes,
I hate Catholics and I hate immigrants, and especially those ones from Ireland and Germany. And immigration should be restricted. And immigrants should not have power. And Catholics are loyal to the Pope and not the United States. It's okay, you don't have to say it. And actually, in the 1840s and 1850s, a lot of the members of the Know Nothing Party were elected to Congress and have kept their seats until now.
Wait, what? Those people lived a long time.
No, not them specifically. Oh. The people who took their... Oh, God. The people who took their seats keep the same things that they believed then in the 1840s and 1850s.
They still know nothing?
They still say that they know nothing. They're like, oh, I've never heard of that.
I know nothing!
It's Schultzy. It's Schultzy.
Hogan's Heroes.
From Hogan's Heroes. It's insane. I cannot with these people. But you'll see them every time you turn on the news. Yes. You will see these people who are from the Know Nothing Party. Who are like, I've never heard of that. Because they call themselves that because the people from the Order of the Star Spangled Banner, who were the people who were like supposed to know everything about the United States, when they were starting to infiltrate Congress, they were supposed to say, I know nothing. If anybody ever asked them about what they were doing. It's the Know Nothing Party.
It's so
I'm gonna call back. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call back to our last episode where the SBC are like, oh, I never heard about that. That's so weird. Has anybody ever accused you of sexual abuse? That's so weird. I've never heard about that. I know nothing. I know nothing about that.
So gaslighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're the gaslighting party.
Okay. How did this start?
How did what start?
The Know Nothing Party.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why? Because they just wanted to... Why? Keep out Catholics?
Essentially, yeah. Because there were a lot of people coming in the 1850s. They did not want Irish people. They did not want Catholics. Because they were very highly Protestant.
Okay.
But they weren't allowed to say anything
Why?
about being anti-Catholic or Irish.
Because people know when you're being rude and a jerk. Right?
Do they?
Well, hear me out. Like,
should I?
You being a know-nothing person. Well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you're trying to prove a point. But but that's what I'm saying though. People, like, if you're being non-gaslighty about it, people recognize that you're being a jerk and trying to keep people out. Like, I mean, you learn it in kindergarten, right? Like, you go and talk to the person who's sitting by themselves at the table, right? Like, that's how kindergarten teachers teach kindergartners to try and be empathetic and thoughtful, right? Is like trying and talking about being inclusive. And so you recognize, and I don't know, I don't even think it necessarily has to be taught, but humans recognize when other humans are being exclusive. And so to try and circumvent that knowledge of, oh, you're being a jerk and I don't want to hang around you, what people in power try to do is gaslight you by telling you, no, I just don't know what's going on. I don't understand. I'm just doing this thing that's totally unrelated to whatever it is you're talking about, because I'm not a jerk, and etc. etc. I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a power tactic to argue that you don't know what's going on, even though what the other people are observing is that you're being a jerk.
Yeah, it sounds like you've been dealing with a lot of people who have nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that.
And I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the easiest way to try to pretend that you're not a jerk when you are a jerk is to pretend like you don't know anything about what being a jerk is.
Yeah, so we came here to have religious freedom.
Yeah.
So obviously that wouldn't be a part of that, because if we want religious freedom, then we want freedom for you to say what you want to say.
Right.
So it sounds like if you've been talking to those people, they haven't been here for a while. So were they Irish? Like maybe German?
Would you like to know?
This is what it is. I've never heard of that. Like, that sounds really weird. Kind of like I was Southern Baptist, and I never heard about somebody being mean before. That's so weird that you would have experienced that, because that's not a thing that happens in our country, because we specifically came here so that people would never feel like that again.
But intentions are not actions.
Oh, but they definitely are, because, like, I'm Protestant and I've never felt that way, so it's probably the people you chose to be around.
Probably. I'm very bad at this.
You are very bad at this. You're the best at this, though. So, the Know Nothing movement, as I'm sure you have deduced from now, decided that if you just didn't know anything about any political party at any point, or any country at any point, then you'd be fine, and decide that Irish Catholics and German Catholics were absolutely the enemy, because they represented a threat against democracy. And that's because they believe in the Pope. And how dare they?
That Pope person.
Yeah, the Pope person. Jesus. He's not Jesus. And that's the Know Nothing Party. We haven't started the deep dish pizza. It's okay to not check on the pizza. It only needs 20 minutes from now. And then 20 minutes from then. Yeah. But also, we're talking about Know Nothing parties.
Right, they don't really...
Steve is such a problem. I don't think you're following at all. Are you?
It's been a
prove to me that you're following.
Long journey.
Talk to me about Poland.
It's north of Germany. And it has Catholic people in it.
That's what you know about the potato famine.
There were...
I cannot wait for this. Oh! There's a potato famine in a nutshell. It's,
I can't. Potatoes, not potatoes, and potatoes.
Tess.
And not potatoes. And then
Yeah,
more not potatoes. And then can we have more potatoes?
I talked
potatoes are yummy. Maybe we should start over.
No, everybody had French fries, right? See, I cried about parking and you're crying about French fries.
Yes. Poor souls.
They're not souls, they're French fries!
Yes. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Oh, it's okay. You see, the problem was potatoes.
They weren't potato-y.
They were not.
And then the Catholics were not Protestant-y. And then the people were not no-y. See, I was listening.
You were. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a really hard question. Are you ready?
Nope. I don't know.
Cabbage.
Oh, dear God.
You're lucky I didn't ask you about beets.
Russia.
Oh, God.
Hey, I've been to Ukraine.
You have. You ate beets there.
What about cabbage?
What about cabbage?
You said you were going to ask me about cabbage.
I just asked you about cabbage.
What do you want to know about cabbage?
I just wanted to know your reaction to cabbage as a concept.
Oh, man. It's very inexpensive and delicious.
That's fair. No, because potatoes, cabbage, and beets are all staple crops.
Yes.
In that they are related to America, Canada, Mexico, Poland, Ireland, England, and Germany.
Russia.
And Russia.
Ukraine.
Good job. I'm so proud.
Okay.
No, that was the whole thing.
That was the whole thing.
That was the whole thing.
Now you guys know.
I just wanted to know your reaction to cabbage as a concept.
I like cabbage.
I know, me too. I'm just thinking about cabbage.
I think we're going to have to redo this episode.
No, we don't have to redo the episode. Nativism.
I'm here for it.
You are such a problem.
I am.
Nativism has a lot to do with religion and also staple crops.
Why?
The potato famine caused a giant migration of Irish people to the Americas. It is a staple crop.
But it wasn't stable for them.
It wasn't until it was. And when it was... Wait, you don't know that... What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because it's very confusing that they would leave when it was a stable crop.
It wasn't and then it was.
I don't... Okay.
Do we have to do like 3 episodes on potatoes?
Probably. What are you saying? Why would they leave when it was a stable crop?
Because it had a famine. Why?
Yes. It was famine, and they left because it was... I understand that it is a generally stable crop. But it wasn't for a while because it was in the wrong place and there was a famine.
Yeah.
So they left. Then what happens?
The Irish were mostly Catholic.
Yes.
The potatoes got real rotten.
Yes.
So the Irish people had to go to America.
Because they didn't have food.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
And then they were not welcome in America because Americans were mostly Protestant and Irish were mostly Catholic.
Right.
They were mostly looking for potatoes. Irish people, please don't at me. But I'm not wrong.
Okay.
What part of this do you not understand?
Nothing. I'm with you. I said okay because it seems unlikely that the Irish were just running around like, give me a potato!
I mean, that's my general reaction to potatoes.
No. But you are not Irish.
I'm German.
I think they were more like, give me a Guinness!
No, that's the 1700s. They were probably getting around the same time as no potato.
They got here, and there weren't potatoes.
No, they got here and there were potatoes.
They got here and there were potatoes.
But the Protestants were angry about it.
The Protestants didn't like Irish people.
Because they were Catholic.
Yes, not because of potatoes.
And then all...
God bless you if you're still...
You're such a problem. The Irish and the Germans got here.
Yes.
And there were potatoes. Just for you, there were potatoes.
Then what?
I'm just gonna wait for you to stop laughing. And people were mad that they wanted potatoes.
That's not why they were mad.
That's kind of why
I thought it was bad because they were Catholic.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they associated Catholics with potatoes in a lot of ways, which is why we still eat cheesy potatoes on Easter Sunday.
Why? What? They were trying to redeem the potatoes?
No.
Is that something Protestants would do?
They associated cheesy potatoes with Catholic people and Easter Sunday.
Isn't that bad?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
No, things have come a long way since then, Tess. It's okay.
That don't make any sense.
No, they don't.
They don't like Catholics, so they eat potatoes?
I'm never doing another podcast with you.
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's been a long week. I had a root canal thing.
Oh, honey. So, the Know Nothing / Nativism
Oh, jeez.
party. Please don't cry.
Okay. They don't like Irish people.
They did not.
Or Germans.
They did
or
not.
Catholics.
No, they didn't.
Because they were Protestant.
And a lot of New England culture has to do with that now. And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Breathe through it. Breathe through it. We got through the Civil War. That also happened. Don't think about it. Just breathe.
Okay.
Also, Canada and Mexico happened. Don't think about that. Just breathe. We're doing history.
Okay. I don't know where you're going.
No, that's okay. I'm just waiting for you to not cry.
That's not gonna happen.
I know.
Keep going.
There was an identity threat to the Protestant majority that happened in America in the 1700s and 1800s.
Yeah.
That's what the Catholics were. They were a threat to the identity of Protestants. There was a religious freedom movement which required religious framing of Protestants are God's nation and God's need for the world. There was a political movement in the 1840s and 50s known as the Know Nothings, and they were very excited about not knowing anything about any of that, which is why they probably didn't cry as much on podcasts.
Probably. They didn't know. They were being jerks.
And then they excluded a lot of people, and there was a lot of violence. And we're not going to talk about that right now because we don't want to cry more. But it's okay, Tess.
Pre-Civil War?
The teaching was we need to defend the truth of America and religion, and we need to exclude people who would threaten America or religion. And then the question is, when does the conviction become a fear of someone else, and when does the protection of humans become a harm to the humans that you are attempting to protect? And the thought basis of this episode is supposed to be, what does a fear-based narrative versus us versus them framing have to do with humanity?
We probably should start with that.
We probably should have, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
In retrospect.
But us versus them was the entire concept behind a lot of things in the 1840s, 1850s, / the Oregon Trail narrative, / the Little House on the Prairie ideals, and the 1840s through 1890s encouraged a lot of the culture things that we had to do then, including the basis behind wheelchairs in deaf and blind schools, and I know that we're not getting to any of that, and that's okay.
Holy shit.
I know.
No, he means that us versus them is such an easy route to take. We take it in sports and it's fun, but then you take it to real life and it's so quickly not fun. Even in sports, it's not fun.
It's not fun!
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely be not fun. I don't think it has to be not fun, but it gets not fun really quick. Because people take it so seriously of me versus you and us versus them, and humans have such a hard time with that. Like, it's just so personal so fast. Like, I think that's, like, how do we make it always so personal that you think differently than me, that you root for somebody different than me, that you think anything differently than me.
Well, and
like,
I mean,
just,
if you...
Or just do something differently. You don't have to think differently. You just have to do something
really
differently
don't.
than me.
And if you
so
think
fast.
that's not a thing, then just, like, watch The Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh,
and the part where somebody... they're talking together in a tavern, and they're doing a little bottle dance. It is adorable. But then his daughter decides to marry somebody from the tavern doing the bottle dance, and everybody's angry about it, and somebody has to go to Siberia about it, and then everybody has to leave about it. It's insane. The amount of places where people have to go different places, do entirely different things because somebody decided they were problematic is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And if you need one example, and I know that I am giving so much airtime to The Fiddler on the Roof, but it's insane because they go from the part where they are entirely believing in one set of beliefs versus trying desperately to believe in multiple sets of beliefs / being thrown out of their homes and having people sent to Siberia over pretty much exactly the same beliefs. It's insane. Absolutely insane. And when you think about your relatives having done that 150 years ago, even more insane. The amount of things that our grandparents went through / great-grandparents went through to put us where we are now is absolutely, undeniably ridiculous.
Yeah, but we can't spend time with our parents.
No, we can't.
It's the
and
same
that's
thing.
Worse. Because you have to look at how your great-grandparents got thrown out of someplace over a very minusculely different belief system.
Oh, yeah.
And how your parents built an entire identity off of that. And then look at how they treated you for a minusculely different belief system. And you have to believe that your family are the bad guys.
I know. I struggle with that every day.
Same.
That's. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one.
I don't think there is an answer for that one.
It's this weird thing that keeps happening over and over again. And I don't know.
And they keep being like, oh, well, the Cheeto Man's fine.
The what?
The Cheeto Man. It's fine.
Yeah.
He believed a thing and everybody hated him for it, which makes him holy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
This is a very difficult point in history to live through.
Yeah. I don't know. All the points seem difficult, but it's.
Gosh, they were so bad.
My, I'm the sort of person who really wants to get along with people, and my natural dispensation is to avoid conflict and be amenable, and that's just the way I am. But even with that, that's my baseline. Strong baseline. It's I just to be myself. I can't hang out with our relatives. It's insane. That's the way it's been for all of human history, and I'm not different. That's really annoying to me.
So annoying. Gosh.
It's just the same reason. Humans have gone to war for centuries, and I'm in the exact same situation.
And you're not special.
And I can't make a different decision. That annoys me so much.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think my biggest goal is to try not to gaslight people and pretend just ignore the situation or just artificially prove them wrong. I don't know that. I can try to do that, but
it would be so nice to pretend that you were better than people.
It'd be easier.
That would be so lovely, but I know that my father's family left Virginia because they were getting too liberal and believed that slaves should have rights.
Okay.
It sucks to be on the wrong side of history.
Well, yeah, but at the same time...
And then try to be on the righter side of history.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But, right, but to try to be on the right side, for that to be the opposite side that your family's on, even though they think their side is the right side, and you think your side is the right side, then it's not fun.
It's not fun.
No matter how Irish, German, or American you are.
I know.
Still not fun.
Well, because it's a lot of things, but my direct ancestors left places because of social and religious persecution. And they still ended up on the wrong side.
Yeah.
And I wish that I had a better resolution than it's hard to be right. Because that's the stupidest resolution possible.
Hard to be right?
No, because...
To be right?
Or white? No, to be white. No, because my ancestors were white and still got persecuted, thrown out of places and that sort of shit.
Yeah, but I feel like their skin color didn't have anything to do with it.
It didn't. No. Life is a weird place. It didn't, but religion did.
Right. Beliefs. It's hard to believe things, which can be a positive or a negative thing. Like, I was thinking about belief last night, and like, it can be such a positive thing to believe something. Like, believe in yourself, believe in your ability to reach your goals, to believe in I don't know. Those are the primary ones that come to mind. Or, believe in your connection to other people, something like that. But it can also be, yeah, it can be bad if, like, I believe in, what's an example? Puritans are more right than Catholics. Or Catholics are more right than Puritans, right? Like, it sounds silly, but it's been a very common thing people have believed over the years. Or to believe, I'm trying to think of something that's more relatable to.
I feel like it's relatable if anybody's ever watched Dairy Girls and they're like, fuck it, Orla.
Yeah.
It feels relatable and it's not necessarily relatable. It's a problem.
Yeah. Well, every person chooses to believe things, right? And it really impacts how you make decisions, what you choose to believe. Belief is a powerful thing that I think is often underthought about and overprotected. And and when it's being attacked, that overprotection means it's not being thought about. There's no openness. It's just pure defense.
Which is very interesting, considering that the Know Nothing group in Nativism are, in theory, the idea behind the episode. It's okay, you can laugh. But Nativism was the thing where people who are born here have a greater right to knowing things and doing things and being the political driver. Which is so stupid.
Underthought about it,
considering that these are not native people.
Oh, yeah, just for starters. Yeah. You're just talking about people who decided that they were the ones who lived here.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are the people who decided that these people did not have a voice. It's the people who decided that their parents were the people who were native when they were not.
Oh, yeah. But it's still a thing. That's what's even more baffling. Like, it's a thing in the 40s, 50s, and it's still a thing now in 2026 when there's a whole large contingency of the United States, apparently, who think that they have more right to live here than people who were happenstance to be born other places. Or even people who were born here and their parents had happenstance to be born other places.
They have brown eyes. And we have blue eyes, which means obviously we're more native to America.
It's not logical. But again, it's over-defended and underthought. Like, that's the whole thing, right? Like, the actual logic to it is poor. But they'll defend it till the nth degree, because that's what Mom and Pa said. We don't trust them foreigners, and so
them foreigners. I only love that because you sound exactly like my grandfather.
Yes. Jeez. But it's not thought through. It's just it's action without thought. It's tradition without contemplation or truth or you're just doing it because that's what's always been done. And it's just not a good reason. Not even always, but that's what's been done. And That's not a reason, and it's not thoughtful of trying to there's no attempt to try and understand the reality of the situation or the people actually involved in the situation or the ethics of dealing with the reality of multiple humans reality, I overuse the word reality, but multiple human situations.
Yeah.
And it's just not, there's no attempt at that. It's just applying broad strokes of things that don't have any or much thought behind them.
I'm going to give you a very prescient example. So the Know Nothing Party, their whole thing was, oh, I've never heard what you're talking about. Please tell me about it. And then we'll try to go from there. That was their defense. Was like, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I think the most prescient example I have of that is when my mother called me a year or two ago and was like, oh, you said that you're against patriarchy. What is that? Coming from a person who had taught actual Bible studies on the patriarchs specifically. But the entire defense there is, I've never heard what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Please defend it to me. I have no idea what you're saying. Like, that's so weird that somebody would do that. Why are you saying that? So the Know Nothing Party is my mother having taught classes on the patriarchs, saying, patriarchy? What's patriarchy? I've never heard of patriarchy. That's so weird. That somebody would. That's so strange. Why would somebody do a patriarchy? That's very. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. That's the Know Nothing Party. They never heard of it. What the fuck are you talking about? That's so stupid and weird. Why would you come up with that? That people are doing that? That's dumb. Why would people do that?
Well,
that's the Know Nothing Party.
Yeah.
Catholicism, never heard of her. Immigration, what's that?
Right.
I've never heard of Poland.
Yeah. Well, you can.
Tell me about Poland. Why is cabbage a thing?
It's a lot easier to attack people out of ignorance than it is out of understanding. If you're going to attack
and especially
somebody,
when you pretend you have the ignorance and they have the understanding, so much easier. So much easier.
Yeah, well, because you don't have to understand them. You don't have to know them. You don't have to have a relationship with them to be ignorant about them. Right? You don't have to.
They're just a weird thing.
With the emotions
that you've
associated
never heard of before.
You don't have to deal with the emotions associated with relating to somebody. Which is why I think that's a big reason why I can't explain things to my family. They don't want it to be explained. They don't want to understand.
And that's because they are coming from the Know Nothing Party.
Yeah.
They've never heard of her.
Yeah. What's being transgender? What is that? I've never heard of that. I don't know anything about it. I'm never going to understand what that is or why it is, or it's just wrong.
Explain it to me.
Yeah, please explain it to me. I don't know what it is. And you explain it to them 5 times, and then the 6th time, you're like, oh, I'm going to say the same thing I did 5 times before. And they're still going to say the exact same thing they did every time before.
You're so different. Why are you so different? Explain to me why you're so different. I've never heard of that before. Why is that a thing? Tell me about that. What? And then the emotional load goes from them to you, and they use that to wear you down and explain why Catholicism was ever a thing.
Yeah.
Or transgenderism, or gay, or anything apart from them.
Yeah. It's not their job to figure it out.
Nativism.
It is. I've just always been here. It's always been this way. This is the way it is. This is the way it was in Genesis 1 and 2. It's just always been this way. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's the exact same shit. 100%. It's clever, in a way. never have to explain yourself, never have to understand anything. It's super lazy. I just get to be right all the time. Mm-hmm. Must be nice.
Anybody else needs to explain themselves. I don't understand why you would be Catholic or transgender or gay or come from a place other than New England or insert.
Yeah. Whatever you want. Whatever you decided was the thing to be versus to not be specifically. It's very us versus them. Because there has to be a binary, a polarization.
Oh, yeah. Well, explain why you're not binary.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of stupid of you to decide to not be binary.
It's arguing for the sake of arguing. It's power tactics. That's what that is. It's the, what do you call that? A cognitive distortion. I call it thinking errors. But power tactics is a cognitive distortion or a thinking error where you're arguing for the sake of arguing, and that's what that is. You've decided you're right, and I'm going to argue about it no matter what you say.
Yeah, well, why did you decide to be Irish?
It's just the decision to argue about it.
That was kind of stupid of you to decide to be Irish.
Yeah, that's what the know nothing.
You don't even know potatoes. Yeah. Why did you even decide to have a famine?
Yeah, it's just arguing for the sake of arguing, and it makes you feel right all the time. Because you can argue anything. So long
I don't even think you're right about me wanting to be right all the time.
No, I know. See, you can argue about anything.
I know.
Just like you don't know anything about anything and you can be right about everything.
I'm gonna throw
Isn't that amazing? You can decide to know nothing about everything and be right about everything.
Exactly.
It's really
Nativism and then
baffling human reality.
The know nothing party.
That's crazy. It is Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. That is Donald Trump.
I've never heard of her.
That is the. That's what it is. That's who he is. Mm-hmm. That's his whole thing.
Never heard of him.
His literal whole thing.
Explain him to me. I've never heard of him.
I just did.
I know. But I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I know. This is why this is where we are now.
It is. I hate to be that
here.
specific, but it's clearly that obviously true. It's crazy. Well, that's why it works too. Is because it's been around for so long, and that's why.
Yeah, so you don't have to think about it.
Right. It's just part of. It's not a big leap for a lot of people in the United States to make.
For anybody who has been here since 1840.
Right. It's something they've been doing for centuries.
At least.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm sure it's been longer than 1850, but. Well, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's been a long, ongoing thing.
Why is slavery an issue? I've never heard of her.
Yeah. Right. It's just exactly what we were taught about how to deal with that situation. My butt hurts.
You should probably go eat a pizza about it.
Okay.
This has been Shun for Good Reason.
And my butt hurts.
No, you're supposed to say something like, and we had a good reason.
Oh, right. A good reason for my butt to hurt.
Tess. You are such a problem.
If you're still listening to this, way to go.
Oh, God.
I love ya.
Do you?
Yes.
Tell them that more.
I love ya.
Okay.